Here's my review of Max Factory's Figma Link from The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Normally I don't do Figma reviews, but since Link is one of my favorite video game characters of all time, I thought I'd indulge in a quick review here. There's the front of the box with Nintendo Seal of Approval in the top left-hand corner. No, I'm just kidding. The back of the box showing Link in a variety of poses. And you can see, of course, it's from the Skyward Sword video game. There is the cardboard insert used for the D-stage stand. Of course, you get your Figma baggie and the Figma stand. There are other accessories starting at the top, and I'll work my way from left to right. You get the sword energy effect. The sword, I believe it's hilt. I'm going to call it hilt, so if I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me. The Master Sword. 8 different hands. An alternate. Now I'm on the bottom now, working my way from right to left. Then alternate hairpiece. Link's alternate head or face. Those 2 pieces are for the shield. And of course, in the bottom left hand corner, you do have Link's Hylian shield. Articulation. Link's hat can be moved from. Actually, it moves 360 degrees. On this peg. Head can be moved also 360 degrees. Look up, look down. It's on a ball joint. Arm movement. Rotates at the shoulder, elbow, and it also could be rotated at the elbow as well. Hands, and as I showed you before, it comes with 8 different hands. Can be moved at the wrist and rotated. So the material around the waist, it's this soft rubber, and for the legs they can be moved, and you can see the material moves with it. Leg articulation. Okay, so get a pretty wide stance there. And knee articulation. And it can also be rotated at the knee. Foot articulation. It bends at the toes. Okay, and ankle movement from side to side. And at the waist, there's waist movement as well. I want to focus on the accessories that comes with Link. There's the standard face that it comes with. But if you want, you could swap it by just removing the front piece of hair and the face. Can be exchanged with pegs right in, and you get more of an action face with Link. You can also swap in a different hairpiece. Plugs right in. So Link looks pretty pissed off there, and his hair is slightly blowing in the wind. If you just move his hat to the side, you can even get a more of an action effect there. Here is a Link's shield with the image of the loft wing and a very nicely detailed Triforce. Link can use the shield in either hand, so you have supports for both hands. I'm going to show you that to you in a second. So you just plug these in like so. There's one. So if you wanted to use Link holding the shield left-handed, just plug it in, and that's for left hand. If you wanted to use right hand, you would just move this peg right over to the left side for right-handed use. So that was a nice touch by the folks at Max Factory to include that. Okay, and here is Link with the shield installed. This fits securely into the hand. You don't have to worry about it flopping around because it's secured at 2 different points. One quick thing that I noticed for the middle strap, one of the holes is larger than the other, so just keep that in mind when installing this. Okay, so it should be like that. Here's the hilt for the Master's Sword, and there's a peg which goes on the back, and you can also see a tiny groove right there where you can store the shield. Now, all you do is remove this inner strap, and this handle will be moved to the center. Okay, so that's how it's going to look, and it's going to be stored right between the tab and the groove, and you secure it enough. It's going to move around, but that is how it's supposed to be. And you just plug this into the back. So. And there you have the shield stored behind the hilt. And of course, the Master Sword can be held inside the hilt, and it secures itself at the top. You don't have to worry about it falling out. Okay. And of course, here is Link's Master Sword. I believe he's had it in almost every Legend of Zelda game. When I unboxed it, the blade was bent to the right, and I used the method of heating the plastic, bending it back towards the center and cooling it again, so it's gotten a little better. It's very nicely detailed. Now to store it in Link's hands, you just remove this peg and we'll go inside that peg hole. Okay, and then you just put the peg back on. Okay, so now Link is with Master Sword in hand. Very impressive. It's finally nice to get a decent Link action figure. I think we've all waited, what, 25 years to finally get one? Broke out one of the ever-reliable Figma stands to get Link in an action pose of sorts, and as you can see, you can still use the hilt. It plugs into another hole, which is in the back right here, and Link's sort of flying through the air, about to take out an enemy. And what I like about another accessory actually that they included was an energy effect for the sword. Now that's it, and it slides right over the blade, so just there, and it looks like it adds a bit more of an action effect to it. I kind of like it. And that's how it looks for one side. And from the other side, so you can definitely see the clips holding it in place, so it looks like it's supposed to be used only from that side. As for the paint job, I don't see any noticeable imperfections. Greens don't bleed anywhere. The buckle looks pretty decent. Straps. The green on the legs. The boots also look very well done. So, and of course there's pouches on the back. Molded flaps. Those also look great. But I did have two issues that I mentioned before, which of course were the Master Sword was bent, and this nub was a son of a bee to take off. This wouldn't come off, so I had to work that out a bit. But aside from that, unless someone's planning to do Link in 1/6 scale, this is the definitive Link action figure. Now, are we going to get another one from another one of the video games, such as Twilight Princess or Wind Waker, or what am I missing? Oh yeah, Ocarina of Time, the original Legend of Zelda. Who knows? I think this is probably selling very well. And as I said before, this is going to be a tough figure to beat because Max Factory really did a good job. They could have added a few more accessories like that were shown in the video game, such as the beetle, or maybe, gosh, I'm trying to remember some of the weapons that I used. It's been a few months since I've played Skyward Sword. I hope that Max Factory includes a loft wing. We'll see. So I got this from Ami, or once it was available for pre-order, and it only took a few days to get here. Very impressed. I have, again, a few more Figmas, but I don't think I'll be reviewing those. I've still got Samus boxed up, along with a few of the other Berserk characters, such as Guts and Griffin and or Griffith, and I also have the Berserker armor Guts on pre-order. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. Don't waste too much time thinking about not getting this because it's a great figure, the #1 Link action figure out there. Okay, hope you've enjoyed this review. Thanks.